ようこそ。このビデオはリスニングスキルと読書スキルの両方を向上させるために設計されています。最大限に活用するために、これを2段階のプロセスの一部として使用することをお勧めします。ステップ系スピーカーがテキストを読んでいるときに目で聞きます。これにより英語の発音、リズム、流れに集中するのに役立ちます。ビデオが多すぎると YouTube の設定で速度を簡単に調整できます。ステップ2、言われていることを完全に理解するには翻訳付きの無料 PDF をダウンロードできます。これは単語やフレーズの意味を強化するのに役立ちます。ステップ3、テキストに慣れたらウェブサイトにアクセスして質問を解決してみてください。これによりリスニングと読解力の使用に役立ちます。実際に改善するためにはステップが重要であることを覚えておいてください。練習を続けて、これらすべてが無料でアクセスできることを忘れないでください。学び続けて楽しんでください。
Venice's books. During the Middle Ages, the Italian city of Venice was famous for international trade. Not only was the city's location important, but also there were fewer laws controlling people's behavior than in other parts of Europe. This freedom attracted writers, artists, and craftspeople to the city. Following the invention of printing machines in the 15th century, these people combined their abilities to make Venice the center of the printing and bookmaking industry in Europe. This tradition of making high-quality books by hand survives in the city to this day. Paolo Olbi is helping to keep this tradition alive. He makes use of techniques that have existed for centuries to produce beautiful books, diaries, and photo albums. The paper inside them is cut by hand, and their covers are made of hand-printed paper, leather, wood, and even a kind of Italian glass called Murano. When Olbi began learning his craft in 1962, there were about 20 bookstores in Venice that made handmade books. Now, though, Olbi's store is one of only 3 such places that remain. One of Olbi's heroes is a man called Aldus Manutius. Manutius founded a printing company in 1494 that became one of the most famous printing companies in Venice. Until the late 15th century, books were large, heavy, and very expensive. They were mostly about religion and law. Manutius developed techniques to produce smaller, lighter, and cheaper books. Moreover, he printed novels and books about art and philosophy. These developments made books more popular and easier to buy for ordinary people. Olbi has a picture of Manutius on the wall of his store. Like Manutius, he loves books and believes they should be beautiful. Over the years, Olbi has taught his skills to many people. In 2018, a former student invited Olbi to display his books at an exhibition of handmade objects. This gave Olbi a chance to get more people interested in traditional bookmaking. Olbi wants to expand his store into a cultural center where tourists can see how he makes books, and young people can learn his techniques. By doing so, he hopes to prevent the tradition of bookmaking in Venice from being lost. 34. What is one reason that writers, artists, and craftspeople were attracted to Venice? 1. They could get part-time jobs in the bookmaking industry. 2. They could sell their work at higher prices in the city. 3. The city's location provided inspiration for their work. 4. The city allowed people to live more freely than other places. 35. Paolo Olbi is a bookmaker who 1. Uses traditional methods to make his products. 2. Owns about 20 bookstores in the city of Venice. 3. Has developed a new technique for printing on glass. 4. Tries to use recycled materials to produce books. 36. Aldus Manutius helped to increase the popularity of books by 1. Opening schools in Venice where people could learn to read. 2. Printing more and more books about topics such as religion and law. 3. Writing a series of novels about artists and philosophers in Venice. 4. Finding ways to reduce the size, weight, and prices of books. 37. What is one thing that Olbi would like to do? 1. Find a picture of Manutius that was lost many years ago. 2. Meet his former students to find out what they have been doing. 3. Create a place where more people can learn about bookmaking. 4. Write a book about the life and achievements of Minucius. 38. Which of the following statements is true? 1. One of the most famous printing companies in Venice was established in 1494. 2. The number of stores in Venice making handmade books has increased since 1962. 3. Olby holds an annual exhibition in Venice to display the work of his students. 4. Laws to stop international trade were introduced in Venice in the Middle Ages,